Hello everyone and welcome back to our Football Manager 2017 experiment, where we take a look at what would happen if the Belgian Pro League had the TV money that the British Premier League, or English Premier League rather, gets. Make sure I get that right. Now, last time off we went 4 years into the future. We saw that Anderlecht kept winning the title, but the two teams really spending the money were Club Brugge and Standard Liège, which is very interesting because I can see them overhauling Anderlecht if they don't start spending money soon. Now, other people were interested in how the teams that were getting relegated were doing. Now, if we have a look at the overall league table, you'll see that Roeselare are at the top of this table. I think Westerlo, though, one of the teams that did go down and then bounced back up, went down again. If we look at their club details and finances, we'll see that they do have an awful lot of money in the bank there, £216 million. Now, the way that this works, because of the way that I can edit the game, I'm not able to edit the league's payment structure. I cannot do anything with the league and the way they allocate money. What I can do is allocate individual clubs money. So the teams that you see going down, such as Charleroi, I think were another team that went down, they will continue to get £100 million a season, which is why they've got so much cash in the bank. That's why they're rich, but they're still not winning the second division, which is quite funny, really. But I know a few of you are interested to take a look at that, so we'll keep an eye on them as things go forward, but eventually they will just keep going up and down and up and down. And it means the teams that come up are always going to really struggle. So Tbilisi, one of the teams that came up last season, finished rock bottom and still don't have any money compared to the other teams around them. Just £3 million in the bank for Tbilisi. Now, what we're going to do today is jump forward 5 years in time. We'll take a look at the league, how it finished up, who the champions were, what transfers were done, how they've gotten in Europe, and then we'll think about going another 5 years ahead in the future, but we'll see how much time it takes to review everything up to that point. So let's jump ahead now and see where the Belgian league is in 5 years' time. Well, here was the league table when we left off last time. Of course, we can only see the base league table. Thank you very much, by the way, to everybody who went through the detail of explaining how this very complex league season works. I'm going to quickly review it now for those who didn't see it in the comments. But basically, you have played 30 games. You know, each team plays 15 other teams. You get to your 30 games. Then the league splits. You get a championship group where their points total is then... Wait, no. So then you have the championship group where they play each other. The top 6 teams play each other twice. You end up with 40 games as your total. But their points total from the first 30 games is halved. And then the points from the championship group are added onto those halved points from the first 30 games. That's how the championship group works. So Anderlecht won the championship group by a good 9 points above Club Brugge. But you also have the European places playoffs. Now, the other 12 teams, I think, are broken up into 2 groups. The winner of those 2 groups then goes into the semi-finals. And then you have the final. So I think the semi-final is between one of the teams that finished top, the bottom half of the group, maybe? I honestly don't understand how this works whatsoever. But I know that somebody from the second division gets in here as well. If we drop down a league and have a look at the pro, why does the second league get a playoff? I don't understand this at all. Maybe more people need to explain it in the comments, but all we're really fussed about is the championship group. Now, in 2020, the championship group was won by Anderlecht. If we go forward another year in time, you'll see that Anderlecht won it again, but Club Brugge closed that gap down to just 3 points. In the wider league table, Club Brugge actually finished in 4th place, so they did well to recover from there. Standard Liège down in 5th, Mechelen actually finishing 2nd. The year after that, the title went to Standard Liège, Club Brugge at the top, Anderlecht down in 4th place. We said that if they don't spend the money, they're not going to finish up there. Standard Liège actually winning the title by 7 points over Club Brugge, Anderlecht finishing down in 5th place. The year after that, Club Brugge did finally win the title, 1 point clear of Anderlecht in the league table, and in the championship group finishing 2 points above Anderlecht. Standard Liège down in 3rd. They are the 3 big teams now in the Belgian league. Anderlecht finally coming back after missing out on the title, but Club Brugge did win the title again. They've been the big spending team, finishing 2 points clear of Anderlecht once more. Standard Liège not even making the championship group. Where did Standard Liège finish? Down in 7th place, so they must have stopped spending money eventually. And then this season, Club Brugge once again winning the title, 1 point in the league table, and then in the championship group, 6 points clear of Standard Liège. Anderlecht finishing down in 4th place. If we have a look at the transfer screen and drop back to 1920, you can see this was the amount of money being spent when we left off last time. £23 million, the biggest transfer in Belgian football to Waasland Beveren. The year after that, the transfer figures actually dropped down a bit, but £24.5 million to Lokeren for Hatab. That was a fee that would rise, but Chelsea and Liverpool coming in for big players. Again, Club Brugge right at the top there, spending up to £60 million or more on players. Several 18.5, 18 million and 15 million pound transfers, then 11 million, 8 million and another 8 million transfer in there as well. Anderlecht nowhere to be seen, all the way down here with a 7.5 million pound transfer from Fenerbahce, not spending the money, and Standard Liège also a bit more thrifty than they've been recently. The year after that, Standard Liège really went for it, a big £27.5 million signing. Real Madrid raiding Club Brugge for a transfer, but Club Brugge did reinvest some money in a man from Ajax. And you can see again Club Brugge 3 transfers up the top end there, all over £10 million. But Standard Liège, the real big spenders this year, going out and putting their money on the table. Anderlecht not even on this screen. That is why they've stopped winning the title. The year after that, again, Club Brugge building up all of those spaces. Standard Liège up there as well. Waasland Beveren spending quite a lot of money, to be honest, for a team that aren't really winning anything. The year after that, again, Club Brugge around the top marks. The transfer fees still staying around the same place, £20 million. A couple for Club Brugge in there. Standard Liège with a couple as well, but once more, no sign of Anderlecht. And then this season, Club Brugge, £25 million on Moreo from SDVV, £29 million potentially on a player from Lille, another transfer in there for up to £21 million, Standard Liège with a couple of big transfers, and again Anderlecht nowhere around, which is why they've really struggled. Now Club Brugge, rich team in the Champions League, if we have a look at their club details and their finances, they've still got a lot of money in the bank. That's £166 million sitting in the bank. Anderlecht, the team that refused to spend money whatsoever. I mean, I can't even see them. It's like they're under a transfer embargo. Here they are. If we have a look at their finances, they're getting £100 million every single year, and yet in the bank, they've only got £32 million. Where on earth is all that money going? That's what I want to know. They're not signing players. It's not going there at all. So where are they sending all their cash? I don't understand it at all. Now, Standard Liège, the other big spenders, where are their finances at this point in the game? Look at that form. That has got to be the most inconsistent finishing team I've ever seen. I know it's worse in the Belgian league, so there's only 18 teams, but club details and finances, £201 million in the bank. So they're keeping their cash quite well. I don't know where it's all going in Anderlecht. It must be getting paid out in dividends, because there's no other explanation for it whatsoever. Now, if we have a look at Club Brugge and their competition screen, we'll see that in the Belgian Cup, we can have a look at the past winners of this competition. Over the last few years, Genk have won it 4 times, Bruges in there twice, SDVV getting a title as well, Zoet Waregem in there. Is there another Belgian? There's a Belgian Super Cup as well. Past winners of this competition, Anderlecht winning this quite a few times because they were winning league titles. Genk, again, doing very well in the cup competitions, but not very well in the league, which is interesting. They didn't even make the championship group this season. The other competition we want to take a look at is the Champions League. Now, if we see, we'll just take a look at the... I'm going to have to drop back a season to have a look at it, but if we have a look at the... first knockout round and just try and spot any Belgian teams in here. If we drop back to 2021, the first season, there's no Belgian team in the knockout stage whatsoever. The year after that, again, no Belgian team in there. Year after that, again, no Belgian team, still no Belgian team. And then finally in 24-25 we had Club Brugge make the knockout stage, getting beaten by Liverpool. Now if we have a look at the group stage as well, because that is a really disappointing couple of finishes, we can see Club Brugge did finish second in their group, just 1 point off Napoli. Further down, no other Belgian team in the group stage. Year after that, again, not many Belgian teams in here, just Club Brugge. Before then, absolutely nothing, just Standard Liège in there as champions. They must be making it into the qualifying round, but just not progressing from there. Anderlecht finishing third, a long way off the other teams. Now in the Euro Cup, if we drop back to the 2021 season and start at the first knockout round, they usually do better in this competition. You can see Club Brugge did beat Mainz and Anderlecht went out to Inter Milan. In the second round of the 2021 season, out went Club Brugge to Atletico Bilbao. The year after that, in the last 16, Club Brugge were beaten by Arsenal, no other team making it that far. After that, Club Brugge did beat Napoli, the only team in this stage from Belgium, and in the quarterfinals they were beaten by Shakhtar Donetsk, which is a little bit disappointing. Last season, three Belgian teams in there this time. Anderlecht went out to Roma, Bruges out to Fiorentina, but Genk beat Napoli on away goals, and in the quarterfinals Genk were beaten by Roma. Roma, the Belgian slayers at the moment. The year after that, just two Belgian teams going through, but both getting knocked out at this stage. Anderlecht to Arsenal, Genk to Roma again. Again, pretty unfair draw to be honest, but what a strong lineup that is for the Europa League. United, Real Madrid, Sevilla, Arsenal, Lazio and Galatasaray in there, Roma in there, Lyon in there. That is a very strong last 16 for the Europa League. But it means that the Belgian teams are still not progressing quite as much in Europe. But if we go back to Anderlecht and have a look at the Belgian Pro League, you can see it has moved up to 8th place. It dropped down to 10th for a while, it moved up to 9th. Now it's been sitting in 8th for a little while, which is actually where it was at the start of this experiment. Until they start progressing in Europe, they're not going to climb up these league rankings, and that means they're not going to be able to attract the best quality players, which is really, really disappointing. It might be worth just having a quick look at Belgium and their history, certainly their schedule recently, to see if they're making any progress. You can see the World Cup qualifiers there. In the European Championships, they actually made the semi-finals, beating Germany, but losing to France in the final. Mbappe with the 2 goals. Bon Giovanni actually gave Belgium the lead, but they weren't able to hang on to it. Before that, in the World Cup, they made the World Cup final as well. Belgium absolutely blowing them away. They usually do in this game. 2022, Belgium beaten 4-2 after knocking Australia out in the semi-finals. Great bit of realism there by Football Manager. But 4-2 they lost in the final. Really disappointing stuff. Year before that, made the European Championship quarterfinal, beaten 1-0 by Spain, and in 2018 knocked out of the second round of the World Cup by South Korea of all teams. Oh, sorry, out by France in the World Cup quarterfinals. 4-0 humiliation there. So the national team not doing that badly, and it looks like the league is building up. There's a lot of money in there. I think Anderlecht being champions but not spending any money has had a huge impact on their league rankings, because as champions, they're the team that should be carrying them forward. But now that Club Brugge have made the knockout stage of the Champions League, we might start to see the Belgian league get a little bit better, and that will give them more Champions League places, which will give them more chances of going further and further in the competition. It's quite a lot to look forward to in this experiment, but I think that is going to be the end of this one. Drop a like on the video if you've enjoyed it. Let me know down in the comments if there's other aspects you'd like me to take a look at. I think next episode I'll go forward 5 more years again, because I think we might be at a tipping point in the European campaign, so we'll take a look at all of that. After that, we'll probably jump forward 10 years at a time, maybe even more than that, depending on how slow the progress is. But drop a like on the video, as I said. Make sure to subscribe if you're new, but until next time, see ya!